How to become a horror makeup artist. Horror and special effects makeup artists combine artistic creativity with great technical skill to become masters at their craft. Horror makeup is a niche within the general category of special effects makeup, and to be successful in this field you will have to learn a number of skills, from painting gore to learning how to make prosthetics and wigs. The field of special effects makeup is competitive, so to achieve your dream you must be incredibly driven. You will be rewarded by a career that is dynamic and creative, and where each day presents a fresh, new challenge. Method 1: Learning about horror makeup. 1. Enroll in a makeup school. Although a makeup school can be expensive, it will also prepare you thoroughly for finding work as a makeup artist. Look for schools that offer special effects makeup courses or concentrations. Horror makeup is a large component of special effects makeup, but schools don't generally have courses solely in horror makeup. The profession is generally called a special effects makeup artist. See if there are any makeup academies in your area that offer special effects makeup courses, and assess if you can financially cover the cost. You can teach yourself how to become a horror makeup artist, but it will be a harder road. A makeup school provides the resources and facilities that you need for your projects as well as personalized guidance. You can also see if it's possible to just take a course or two if you don't want to enroll in a program. 2. Study anatomy. Knowing anatomy, particularly facial anatomy, is important for any kind of makeup artist, but it is particularly important for horror and special effect makeup artists. Because horror makeup often features characters whose bones or muscles are exposed, it's vital to understand how the face and body are structured. Use books or online resources to learn more about facial anatomy. Test yourself by trying to draw skeletal or muscular systems from memory. If you are studying at a makeup school, you will take classes that cover anatomy. If you are enrolled in a non-makeup focused college, enroll in an anatomy course. You can also try to take an anatomy class at your local community college. 3. Learn about beauty makeup application. Learn the basics of makeup application, starting off with learning about beauty makeup. Even though horror makeup artists use materials like latex, paint, and prosthetics, they also use beauty products like foundation, powder, and lipstick. This is why it's best to have a basic knowledge of beauty products that you can work off of. Many techniques that are essential in beauty makeup application, such as learning how to contour and how to use makeup brushes, are skills that you will use as a special effects makeup artist. With horror makeup, you push these techniques and exaggerate them to achieve a gory or horror effect. If you cannot take a class in makeup application, watch YouTube videos from makeup artists and practice on yourself or a friend. 4. Study color theory. Unlike beauty makeup artists or estheticians, special effects makeup artists use paint on their subject's face or on prosthetics to create their makeup look. This involves learning how to mix paint and create colors. It also requires the makeup artist to understand which colors look good together and how to create basic skin tones. If you are enrolled in a makeup school, you will receive schooling on color theory. Many art schools also offer color theory courses. If you don't have access to classes, learn by taking a basic painting class or by using online resources like YouTube or internet articles from credible sources. 5. Practice basic hairstyling. Although some studios and projects hire a separate hairstylist, you will be asked to do both makeup and hair in the course of your career. This is why it's valuable to gain a basic knowledge of hairstyling. You may also need to know hair basics to be able to create wigs or add hair to prosthetics. 6. Practice painting realistic horror makeup. One of the first special effects, Related skills you should learn is how to paint realistic gore and other special effects. Invest in some professional, grade face paint to practice. Learn how to apply paint either through classes or through internet videos made by professional makeup artists. Many special effects are created by patiently layering paint. You will need to learn how to build up the surface to create a realistic effect. 7. Learn how to make prosthetics. After you have gained foundational knowledge, it's time to learn about the different ways in which horror makeup artists achieve their creations. Learn about the basics of making prosthetics from latex and other materials. If you are enrolled in makeup school, you will gain this knowledge through your classes. If you are not taking classes, use the internet as a resource to practice and learn how to make prosthetics. 8. Create basic wigs and hairpieces. Many special effects makeup artists incorporate wigs or hairpieces along with the actor's regular hair to create their characters. Learn to create wigs, and also how to weave them into the actor's hair using ventilation and other methods. Method 2. Creating a portfolio. 1. Gather inspiration. Before starting work on your portfolio, surround yourself with resources and inspiration. Watch movies that are pivotal in special effect makeup history, and gather books and images of great work from the early days of film up until the present. This is a library that you can draw from if you ever feel uninspired or stuck during your work on a project. It's essential to understand the history and breadth of horror and special effects makeup. Having this knowledge will widen your creative scope so you come up with new ideas more easily, and it will prevent you from making cliché or outdated makeup choices. 2. Start experimenting. Now that you have basic knowledge and a library of inspiration, it's time to experiment. Use either yourself or a friend to try out a bunch of looks. Have fun, take risks, and don't expect too much out of yourself. This experimental phase will get you familiar with using materials and combining different horror makeup methods. If you aren't enrolled in a makeup school and need more guidance as you experiment, follow step-by-step tutorials on YouTube created by special effects makeup artists. Even if you follow a tutorial, try to add a personal touch. It's important to exercise your creativity and to not get dependent on specific instructions. 3. Come up with a vision. As you start to do independent projects, which you will eventually turn into a portfolio you can use to get a job, you will need to come up with ideas for characters or effects. If you are in school, you will be assigned a project, and will likely have more specific guidelines. If you are learning independently, you will need to come up with an idea yourself. Don't feel your idea needs to be especially elaborate. You can even start with just one word, like zombie or monster. In your planning stage, you will flesh out this idea more. 4. Plan out your idea. No matter whether you are in a class or working independently, never skip the planning stage. This is the point of maximum creativity, when you can use a pencil and paper to draw or write out your idea. You'll find that when you allow yourself creative freedom, your character may end up going in a much more interesting direction than when you started. Start by listing adjectives about your character or effect. Then start to draw the character in color. You can even write a little story about your character, or figure out its background. Getting more familiar with your character will give you a better sense of what he, she, or it looks like. For instance, maybe you started with the word monster. Add words like brown, short, and hairy. You could make up a story about how this is a lonely monster that lives in the sewers of a large city and rarely sees sunlight. Just a short story like this can unfold a vision in your mind of the monster. 5. Create the look. Take your sketches and descriptions of your character and do the makeup either on yourself or on a friend. You may have to practice this look a few times before coming up with something that you're proud of. 6. Photograph your work. Take a high-definition photograph of your work from several different angles. It's important to document your work so that you can eventually put it in your portfolio and show off your skills to potential employers. If you did the makeup on yourself, have a friend or family member take the photograph for you. 7. Do at least 8 different projects. Repeat the process of formulating an idea and creating a makeup look at least 7 more times. For each project, pick ideas that are radically different from each other and showcase different skills. This will show potential employers that you have a varied skill set and ample creativity. For instance, one project could be a minimal zombie makeup look just using paint. Another project could be an alien where you use a bald cap and a large prosthetic for the top of the head, along with green and gray paint. Another could be a glamorous mermaid with scaly skin and a wig. 8. Assemble the pictures into a portfolio. Take all of your photographs from the projects you worked on and write a short description describing the idea for the makeup look and the inspiration you drew from. Then create both a physical portfolio and a digital portfolio that you will be able to show employers. Your description could look like this: Zombie. This character makeup was created using paint and foam latex pieces. The latex pieces were designed, molded, and attached to the subject to look like damaged and dead skin. The illusion was enhanced by adding a greenish tinge to the skin using paint. Method 3: Finding work as a horror makeup artist. 1. Get involved in small projects. When you get started, you may find it hard to find a job immediately. Strengthen your portfolio and gain experience by working on small projects such as doing makeup for haunted houses, amateur theater productions, or student film projects. Even if these projects don't pay, they are a great way to get your work out there and to learn how to work with others. Add pictures from these projects into your portfolio. 2. Network. Because special effect makeup is such a small field, it will be harder to find people to network with than it is for your average job field. If you have a degree through a makeup school, keep in touch with your professors and go to alumni meetings. You can also go to film industry events like screenings and openings and meet people in the industry who can help you get your foot in the door. If you have learned by yourself, join Facebook groups centered around special effects makeup artists. Even if the people you talk to aren't in your area, they may have contacts that could help connect you to professionals near you. If you are networking at an event, bring business cards with your name, contact information, and the title Special Effects Makeup Artist on them. 3. Write a cover letter and resume. Get your cover letter and resume up to date with all of the skills and experience you now have. Write a basic draft of your cover letter and change it to include personalized details for every job you apply to. 4. Get an internship or apprenticeship. An internship at a film studio is a good intermediate step to finding a job. Because of the competition of the makeup industry, you may have to do a couple unpaid or low-paying positions before getting paid work. An internship in an established studio will give you a good understanding of how the industry works and the etiquette and expectations that come with the job. 5. Contact studios directly. If you are living in an area that has a lot of film studios or companies, call or email them directly and ask if there are any open opportunities for special effects makeup artists. They may be hiring makeup artists freelance to help with a project, or they may have a more permanent assistant position open. Be sure to research the studio or organization beforehand so that you are knowledgeable about it. In a few sentences, tell them about your skills and experience. If they seem interested, ask if you can set up a meeting or send them copies of your portfolio, resume, and cover letter. 6. Look for opportunities online. Look on sites like Craigslist as well as specialized film industry job boards for special effects makeup opportunities. Once you have a couple of gigs under your belt, it will be easier to find work. Many makeup artists work freelance, so figuring out the best online resources for finding gigs will be a vital step in your progress toward achieving your dream. 7. Consider relocating. If becoming a horror makeup artist is your dream job, you may have to make major changes in your life. If you are living in a small town or somewhere without a big film industry presence, you may realize that you'd have a much easier time if you were living in a city like New York or Los Angeles. Think about whether this is a change you'd be willing to make to follow your dream. Tips. When practicing makeup, try to practice on someone other than yourself. You'll need to get used to applying makeup to a wide variety of people. If you don't want to enroll in a makeup program but still want personalized guidance, see if there are any tutors in your area. Tutors are usually professional makeup artists themselves that get paid to pass along their knowledge. If you need extra money to support yourself and are having a hard time finding gigs, work at a store like Ulta or Sephora so that you will still be honing your makeup skills.